Hey guys, it's Reese, and in today's video, I'm actually going to be remaking a video that I made several years ago that I've just been like meaning to redo, and that is ranking all of the Harry Potter movies from worst to best. So I already made this video several years ago, and I needed to remake it because one, my order has changed and my reasoning behind my ranking has changed, and two, I had just gotten my camera when I filmed the original video, and I decided to film it in a really weird spot, and the entire video is out of focus. Like, I went back and I was looking at it before and I was like, you just can't see anything that's on the screen. So hopefully I can provide a more detailed and accurate video for you today where you can actually see what I'm holding up and see my face and not just be focused on the background. I don't know. These are just my personal opinions, just my personal reasoning. Some of y'all are about to be real mad at me because I have a few unpopular opinions thrown in here, but hey, I can be a little controversial. So without further ado, let's get started. So if you've been following me for a while, my least favorite Harry Potter movie is not going to come as a surprise to you. It has not changed. And this is a very unpopular opinion, but just like, let me explain myself. So, ranking at number 8 as my least favorite Harry Potter movie is Harry Potter and the Half-Blood Prince. So, Half-Blood Prince is a fan favorite, and like, don't get me wrong, it's certainly enjoyable. There's some fun banter, there's some fun lighthearted like teen moments, and I do enjoy watching it if I'm ever doing a complete series rewatch. However, I would never actively choose to sit down and watch Half-Blood Prince for no reason. And this is why. You cannot see half of what is happening in this movie because it is so dark. The coloring and the set design is so dark and dreary, and I'm just sitting there if I'm watching it on like my TV or something and I can't turn the brightness up, I'm like, I don't know what's going on in this scene right now. A lot of the dialogue is very cringy, like the script is just not good, which is unfortunate because the book is so good. I don't know why they felt the need to like go in the rom-com direction when none of the previous Harry Potter movies have been like that. This one, for some reason, it just felt like for part of the movie it was trying to be like a really bad romantic comedy, and the other part it was trying to be like a fantasy movie, and I was like, it's not working for me. Also, about the last 30 minutes at least of this movie for me are so boring. Like, once it gets to that last scene, that whole last part with Dumbledore and Harry, I'm like, I don't care anymore. I don't want to be watching this anymore. Also, I'm not a huge Draco stan, so like, I get it if you like Draco. Obviously he's a very main character in this movie. I'm not obsessed with Draco, so that doesn't like make or break the movie for me. I'm just like, hey, he's there, that's fun. So yeah, if you don't agree with me, hey, I get it. It has its perks, and if you like it, I respect that. I don't hate it. It is just my least favorite Harry Potter movie. All right, moving on to number 7 in my ranking, my second least favorite Harry Potter movie is Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows Part 2. I don't hate this movie either. I don't hate any of them. I just like, obviously I have to rank them. Some have to be more liked than others. Deathly Hallows Part 2 is good. I respect it. It has some beautiful cinematography. I noticed the last time I was watching it. I was like, wow, some of these shots are really good. Never noticed that before. This was actually one of the few Harry Potter movies that I saw in theaters as it came out. I saw Half-Blood Prince, Deathly Hallows Part 1 and Deathly Hallows Part 2 like as they were released in theaters. The other ones I was too young for. And this was like, this was it. When this came out, this was all anyone was talking about. This was the moment, and unfortunately it kind of just like translates into being like so much of a, it's like trying so hard to be a blockbuster that it kind of loses some of the elements from the book and stuff that like makes me like Harry Potter, and it's just trying too hard to be like flashy where it kind of just loses like some of the heart of the movie. Also, train scene with fetus Voldemort is so weird. Why is that a thing? I don't know whose decision that was. Overall, I mean, I have a good time when I watch this. It's exciting. It's, you know, it gets your heart racing a little bit. But other than that, it doesn't like warm my heart like the other Potter movies. And also the epilogue could have been executed better. Hair and makeup was questionable, but certainly not a bad movie, just not the best. There are better Harry Potter movies, so yeah, that's why I rank this where I do. Coming in at number 6 on my list is Harry Potter and the Chamber of Secrets. So Harry Potter and the Chamber of Secrets is a very fun, cute movie. It is very long. I think that's one of my biggest problems with it. The runtime is just quite simply too long. Other than that though, I love Dobby. Dobby is such a great addition to the cast in this movie. I love the banter of the trio and like how everyone's relationships are developing, you know, because they've been like friends for a year and it's kind of just like showing how they're growing up. I really love that. The basilisk is terrifying, but a good villain. That whole Chamber of Secrets sequence at the end with Tom Riddle is quite exciting and I do enjoy it. Overall, it's very iconic. It's one of the more, you know, it's like the classic Harry Potter. Like 1 and 2 are kind of the more classic ones where they're more aimed towards like younger kids and not like they're not as mature as the other ones. So it's not my favorite, but it is fun and I enjoy watching it and I don't have many problems with it. Just I like all the other ones that are ranked above it. I just like them so much more, but I don't really have that many problems with Chamber of Secrets. So yeah, that number 6. Okay, so now coming into the number 5 spot. Number 5 and number 4 on my list are so interchangeable and I'm always flipping back and forth on the two. So I'm just gonna say what I'm feeling at the moment, but just know that these two movies, like this, you can literally see it right here. These two movies go back and forth all the time and honestly, these two could both be number 4 and number 5. I like them equally just for different reasons. So in this video for number 5, I'm going to be ranking Harry Potter and the Philosopher's Stone. So this is the OG Harry Potter movie, obviously. It has all of the classic and wholesome magic. It's honestly the most magical, I think, of all of the Harry Potter movies. Again, it's quite long. The runtime, I just don't personally think was justified. Sometimes, you know, it's a little, like, the acting is questionable just because they're so young. It's, you know, it's whatever. I saw this in theaters a couple of months ago. The theaters were replaying all of the Harry Potter movies and I went and saw this and I really enjoyed it because I'd never seen it in theaters before, and honestly it's just so feel good. It's not as dark. I do prefer like a little bit darker, like the darker twist on the movies, so that's why it's not totally at the top, but it just gives me like that comfort movie feel of like, oh, whenever I'm sad I'm gonna watch this and I know it's gonna put me in a good mood. So interchangeable with number 5, but what I'm currently ranking as number 4 is a very unpopular opinion, but just like stay with me while I try to justify it for you, is Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows Part 1. I know a lot of people don't like this movie. I know people see it and they go, oh, it's camping, it's so boring, who wants to watch 3 people camp for 2 hours? And like, I get it, but there's so much more than that. I love the wedding sequence. I love everyone at the burrow and then the wedding gone wrong. I love the camping. I love those more quiet moments with the trio together and where you can just like feel the tension building and everything's building up to that like ultimate fight between everyone in the tent. And then there's the precious dancing scene with Harry and Hermione and Godric's Hollow and Malfoy Manor and everything. Like there are so many good moments in this movie, just everyone writes it off as like a camping movie, which I think is disrespectful and rude. Oh my gosh, and when they infiltrate the Ministry of Magic, that is iconic. I very, very much enjoy this movie. Maybe it's just like a little ahead of its time, you know, like some people don't want to take the time to appreciate it, but I see it for what it is, as a masterpiece, and honestly, I will go down with this ship that this is top 4 Harry Potter movies for me. Okay, so now getting to my top 3 favorite Harry Potter movies. Coming in at number 3 is Harry Potter and the Order of the Phoenix. I have always loved Order of the Phoenix. Bellatrix is like one of my favorite villains of all time, so her introduction in this is just perfect. I love Dumbledore's army. I love the dark, like this movie is like overall it's just very dark. Like there's not as many happy moments, but the ones that are good, when they have Dumbledore's army, when they all meet in secret, and the soundtrack for Order of the Phoenix I think is the best out of all of the Potter movies. Perhaps comparable with Goblet of Fire, but Professor Umbridge, her theme song is so good. And as much as we hate her, Umbridge is a really good villain in this movie because she makes you so angry. Like that's how you know she's such a good villain. And it was just such a good contrast to bring into the series. Like this super happy pink cat lady as the villain. I think it's just something so fun and unique from all of the other movies. I actively will rewatch Order of the Phoenix. Like it just makes me so happy, and I love like the blue aesthetic, and I'm just here for it, and that is why Order of the Phoenix is my 3rd favorite Harry Potter movie. So moving into my top 2. These are the other 2 that have been interchangeable, and it's very fitting because the version of the Blu-ray DVD that I have has both of them on the same disc, so when I'm talking about them you can see both, because honestly I just love them both with my whole heart. So So one of these was my childhood favorite, and the other one has become my favorite as I've gotten older. So as of today, when I am ranking this, here is my second favorite Harry Potter movie. Coming in at number 2 is Harry Potter and the Goblet of Fire. So Goblet of Fire was my favorite throughout my whole childhood. I first saw Harry Potter when I was 6 years old, and I'm 18 now, so it was a really long time ago. And for some reason, I just loved Goblet of Fire for several reasons. One, there are so many characters, like there's such a big cast, there's so much going on, you have all of this excitement with these different tasks. It has Robert Pattinson as Cedric, and I was also obsessed with Twilight, so that made sense. The Yule Ball is so iconic. I was absolutely obsessed with Hermione and Hermione's pink Yule Ball dress. I wanted it so badly. I had like this pamphlet that came inside of my original Harry Potter disc, which was like just a regular DVD, and it was like a TV guide that you could order props from the movie out of, and they had Hermione's Yule Ball earrings in there, and I would ask my parents for them literally every single day, and they never bought them for me, so like maybe I should make that investment now. And honestly, like I know it's not the best. Like I know from a film point of view, Goblet of Fire is not the best, nor is it second best. But in my heart, I don't know, it's just like, it's probably because it was my favorite throughout my childhood, but also it's just so enjoyable to rewatch. Like the sass with Harry, all of the drama between the Golden Trio, and basically just how everyone hates Harry. Like there's so much drama with Rita Skeeter and just like so many characters, and it's just so fun and it's so exciting. I literally would not watch the graveyard scene until I was probably like 13. I watched that for the first time because I was so terrified by Voldemort coming out of the cauldron. That was just so scary for me, so I literally would not watch that scene. But I love the vibes. The vibes are so good. It's such a fun movie, and yeah, that's why it's number 2. Used to be number 1, still kind of number 1 in my heart, but number 2 for this video. And that means number 1, my favorite Harry Potter movie, is Harry Potter and the Prisoner of Azkaban. This is a pretty popular opinion. I think this is a lot of people's favorite Harry Potter movie, and rightfully so. Harry Potter and the Prisoner of Azkaban was directed by Alfonso Cuarón. Sorry, I probably totally butchered that, but he's such a talented director. The directors for the other Harry Potter movies, like David Yates, were very questionable directors. So having like a very skilled literal director doing this movie, it like really shines through with the color palette and the cinematography, and really just so many elements come together to make this just such a good movie. Like even if you don't like Harry Potter, I feel like you would watch this and think it was a good movie. It's really the first kind of dark movie in the whole series. We have Remus Lupin comes in, Sirius Black comes in, so obviously if you like the Marauders, you're gonna like this one. But they're just such great characters, such great adult additions to the cast. The trio is really starting to become more developed, and they're becoming older, and it's just so fun to watch. There's the iconic Hermione punching Draco in the face scene, as she should. There's the iconic time turner scene, even though it low-key defies all logic, it's still enjoyable to watch. And honestly, just the way that everything comes together, and it doesn't feel like it's too long, how I feel like some of them feel like they drag on for a really long time. This one I would never think it drags on. I feel like it's like just the perfect length, and the pacing is so good, and the performances and the colors and just everything comes together to make such a beautiful movie. The soundtrack for this one is also so good. Secrets of the Castle is one of my favorite songs from any Harry Potter movie, and honestly, it's also so enjoyable. Like on the same level that Goblet of Fire is so enjoyable for me to watch, I rank Prisoner of Azkaban first just because it is literally such a good movie from a film standpoint. Like so many things are done right that it's just, it makes me so happy. So yeah, that's why I put Prisoner of Azkaban as my favorite. I don't ever think that's gonna change. I don't think it's gonna be topped by any further installment into the series. Like this was just, she was the moment, and she can't be topped. So yeah, that was my updated Harry Potter movies ranking for you. I really hope you enjoyed. I have some really fun videos coming up this summer. I am going to Hawaii next week, and I am going to be going to Disney's Aulani Resort just for dinner one night. I'm not sure if I'm gonna vlog that, but be sure to be following me on Instagram and TikTok to see stuff from that. I am going to Disneyland after that, which is so exciting because I haven't been to Disneyland since last year, so I will be vlogging that, of course. I'm also going to New York City in July, so if you want to see that, let me know. I'm not sure if I'm going to vlog that. And then pretty soon I'm going to be in college and I don't know what videos I'm going to make anymore, so give me requests for sit down videos like this that I can just film in my room so I can get them all done while I still have time to. Please be nice in the comments, please respect my opinions. But yeah, thank you so much for watching, and give this a thumbs up if you enjoyed, and be sure to subscribe if you haven't, and I will see you in my next video. Bye!